Something I'm noticing here, that trees that get toppled over down here don't have as many rocks in them. Unlike Sandy Creek State Forest, there were unearthing boulders in that place. Here's something human, and okay, I'm not gonna know what this is. But it sure does look good and heavy. Oh yeah. Yep. Wow, that is just a solid thing of metal. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. As always, just leave comments. If I'm passing by things that you recognize or want explained or anything like that, just, let me know. I'm going to test my theory here. I see a very large tree that is toppled over. We're going to go see just what it unearths, if anything. Oh yeah, see, it's so sandy looking. I think that's the deal with it down here, is that it's just going to be very sandy. Okay. All these are tipped over at different... I may not be able to get in there just because it is going to be muddy. But they're tipped over at different... So it looks like these three, these right here, were tipped over by the same storm because they're pointing the same way. But that one is pointing a different direction. Okay. Interesting. I do see a huge polypore mushroom that we're going to go investigate real quick, so I'm going to go over this real fast. This might be what's called a frost rib. I know it looks like the basal scar that I showed earlier, but what can happen to a tree is that it can be warm and then cool, and it will crack. And then in order to heal itself, it creates the new tissue in this manner. So a frost rib possibility there. Okay. Oh, this was a maple. Here's some toppled over maples. All right, the mushroom that I'm going for here is on a stag, which is a term that I use for just a tree that's just dead. It's pretty much just a freestanding trunk is all that's left. All right, let's get to it here. Yes, okay, like a red-belted polypore, but just definitely a woody, woody conch sort of thing. Doesn't have the red belt, but definitely like a relative of sorts to that. There's one down here as well. So probably looks a lot like the Amadou, but it's not. Here's probably a culprit to why this tree got weakened enough to be toppled over. We've got some beetle markings. See, now that just looks like sandy, and I don't really see much stones. It didn't really bring up any sort of bedrock or anything. So what's lying under us may just be a lot of sediment. Hmm. Yes, it looks like lighter versions of the Amadou. The tinder fungus, hoof fungus. It's a lighter variation. Very neat. A little dark, but I'll show it anyways. A Jack in the Pulpit. In an early Jack in the Pulpit. Here's its leaf. And here's the flower. I'll show that when it gets a little bit bigger. They have an edible root, but once again, disclaimer: don't go eating things you're not 100% sure what you're getting. It has very high oxalate crystals. Not great for the kidneys for humans. So kind of a no go. Just leave them alone anyways. I'm not even sure you're really supposed to pick them because they're not the most populous plant around. A popular, I don't think I have this wrong. We're going to give this a little bit of a whiff here. I think we found ourselves some ramps, otherwise known as wild leeks. I don't pick these. You know, that mild onion flavor. People use the leaves and I kind of leave these. I don't mind going to a grocery store and buying stuff, honestly. Unless it comes to mushrooms, but I'll just get a scallion. So I leave these for other people. Very popular. I mean, very popular. Exceptionally popular thing to forage for around here. What size is that boulder? Man. It's a good size. Man, that does not look... Okay, that looks not... Huh. That looks more igneous than anything. That doesn't look like just a sedimentary rock that you would typically find around here. I haven't been this far down this way in a long time. These videos are a great excuse to venture back into areas I haven't been in a long time. Well, here's something that is just oddly common for me to find out and about. We found ourselves a deer carcass. Man, these things are just everywhere. Oh, whoa. Okay, this is fairly fresh too. Sorry, this is going to be kind of morbid. There is the you know, hoof section. We've got the skull. More of the hoof. Got its rib cage. Just kind of the rest of it, including a bunch of the fur. Fascinating. Thought I smelt something. It's quite possibly that is what I smell. So of all the ferns, this would be the most confident fern for me to identify. A bracken. The only reason why, it has the 3 points to it like that. The 3 branches that come off of a central stem. So that's a bracken. Used in natural Korean farming for insect repellent, which I wish I had because, man, there are some real critters that are not necessarily biting me, but they are very interested in my face. I see a bunch of little fish in there. It's a very large. It looks like a propane tank. A larger propane tank. Is this a white version of the forget-me-nots? I dare say I have never seen an albino forget-me-not. At least the petals. I want to see if I could catch some activity going on inside here. There's a bunch of school of little fish, minnow-sized things. Oh, there's a nut tree somewhere around here. Or a critter is doing a heck of a job carrying their goods down here. And I can't pass over these without showing it. Here's the trout lily again. An early edible. The flowers just kind of starting. It's not fully out. You can eat these. Put them in salad. My buddies and I became experts at crossing over these types of areas as kids, just very lightly just hopping across. We got very, very good at it. Really neat little divergence in the river. Hey, finally something that really stands out. That's red. Not sure what it is, but it stands out. I kind of want to get across this. See what's going on. See if I can identify anything kind of cool in there. A lot of just the red like rocks. Let's hop across here. No injury. Good. Cool how kind of created a divergence in the river there. Definitely never thought I'd see, well, okay, a couple things that we haven't looked at yet. Got ourselves a dock plant and a elderberry that is really not doing great in its completely submerged situation. They like water, but I don't know if they like that much water. It's kind of, at least it's clear in here. Yeah, interesting, the Sandy Creek stream definitely had more variation in rock types. But you just never know what could possibly crop up. I hope this is a rock. I think it's a rock. It is. Huh. Okay. Well, it's different from other things in here. We are kind of heading back just because I know the phone's going to die out kind of soon. Anyways, so I might as well. Seems like this could be a possible unfortunate fate No, they aren't coming out now. A little couple fish in here. I don't see them now, but they're darting around, looking like they're in a panic, trying to figure out how to escape. And something more aquatic here. This could be a cattail. Cattails, possibly. An important, probably an important source of just plant material for Native Americans tribes around here. I think this is golden Alexanders. I don't come across this very often. I just want to give... Please tell me if I'm wrong. I think these are ostrich fern? Maybe? Big fan of how it grows. It's almost like a vase. Hopefully I can cross back over from here. On my way out, I'm going to have to go up and back unless I take my shoes off again, which I'm going to have to at some point anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll stay close to this side just in case I need to cross back over. Just give you a little test. You know, what tree is this? Just based off of its bark. A hint? It's the same as this tree. Ooh, this could be fun. I'm going to attempt these little pockets to cross back over because I think I'm going to have to it sooner or later. I don't think this just reconnects nicely, so here we go. Here's to not getting totally messed up here. This is a interesting. Let's see. Uh-oh. All right. Doing good. Doing good. Ooh, that'll be, I think I go that way and hit that stone, or I attempt this route. I'm almost feeling, gosh, this way seems worse. I feel like I'm more comfortable with it. Let's try it. Oh man, no, this was a mistake, I think. No. Alright, well here's an actual stone. Those are nuts. Looks like the nut is actually out of the shell. Ah, cool. Or maybe not, but... Oh, slippery. Alright. So I think this next. Then that really slippery rock. Ooh, there's a stick here, that's a problem. Alright. I think that's the nut tree straight ahead there. So I think this. Oh yeah, good and sturdy, good and sturdy. Okay. I think we're going to do it here. I'm not using the rock that I thought I was going to. Nope. Ta-da! We did it. All right. Came from over yonder. Well, still got dry feet. Gonna head back to where I came from. Once again, thanks for watching, like and subscribe. I hope, even if you just get sick of me talking and trying to identify pretty much, I shouldn't say everything, but identifying a lot of stuff. Hopefully you just like the views, and that maybe you'll come and visit. This is the Compactor pool in Pulaski, New York. If you're a salmon fisherman, steelhead fisherman, I think steelhead's more wintertime. Someone who likes to forage stuff. There's a ton of these leaks here. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. You may want to do some research on what you can and cannot do in that respect. Or if you're just a hiker. This is not a full day hiking situation. There's points where it just kind of gets to the end. Honestly, down here, this land part just kind of narrows out, and then you have to climb a cliff if you want to keep progressing. Fairly unscathed beech bark, considering we've seen so many beech trees today that have beech bark disease. Which will definitely assist in their downfall. Speaking of that, we'll look at it again, because this is a clear very clear example. All right, I think the battery's dying. Thanks again. We're gonna keep it going possibly until it's just done.